Like a beacon on a hilltop, Claremore breezes furled the black and gold. Well, after one of the best games you could find in the state yesterday, what do we have for a sequel? Hello and welcome to Murray Pixley Park at American Legion Field in Claremore, Oklahoma, the site of today's district matchup between the Claremore Zebras and your McAlester Buffaloes. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, coming to you live on KNED, 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, the KNED app, as well as online at McAlsterRadio.com on the KNED tab. Also video streaming today on the McAlester Radio YouTube channel. So the McAlester Buffaloes won a thriller yesterday, 1-0. They keep on winning these close games, and they're wanting to maybe do it again here today. The McAlester Buffaloes taking on the Claremore Zebras for a sequel to yesterday's 1-0 McAlester win, where we didn't have a run scored until the bottom of the sixth inning. It was a base hit by Jackson McKinney. Spencer Stinchcomb moved him over with a bunt, a infield base knock by Denver Durant, and then a throwing error by the shortstop allowed McKinney to score. And then Max Harmon, marvelous Max, went 7 innings and under 85 pitches, struck out 4, allowed only 2 hits. In the game that he's pitched to his life, the best game he's pitched up to this point in his life, it led to a McAlester 1-0 win over, at the time, the top team in the 5A4 standings. So let's look at the 5A4 standings now. In Pryor being the number 1 team at 8-1 plus 31. Claremore is at number 2 now at 7-2 plus 47. McAlester at number 3, 6-3 plus 11. Durant right behind them. They're playing Will Rogers this week. Durant's 5-4 plus 14. Booker T is 5th. They're not playing a district game this week. They're 4-6 plus 1. Tahlequah at 6th. They're 3-6 plus 6. And at number 7, Will Rogers at 0-11 minus 110. Didn't mention that Pryor is taking on Tahlequah, and Pryor defeated Tahlequah by a final score of 4-3, so that was even a close game. Tahlequah's moved from the 3 spot all the way down to the 6th in just a week. That is how competitive this district is. The 6th seed was 1 run away from beating the top seed. That's how competitive 5A4 has been, and McAlester looking to solidify themselves in the top half of the 5A4 standings. If they win this game today, McAlester has a chance to take home a district title this time next week. If they lose this game and Pryor wins, there is no chance at it. The only way that the McAlester Buffaloes can win a district championship is if they win today. If they lose this one and Pryor wins, again, they're taking on Tahlequah, so a Pryor win and a McAlester loss discredits McAlester of having a chance at winning the district title. Does not mean that they cannot host a district game, or a regional tournament, rather. They can still host if they lose this game, but if they lose this game and Pryor wins, then McAlester cannot win a 5A4 district title. But they're still in the running. That win yesterday gave McAlester a chance at it. Can they follow it up with another win today? We're about to find out. We have some nice temperatures outside. The sun is kind of beating down, making things feel a little bit warmer than it actually is. But first, pitch time today, which will be around 6 o'clock, will show temperatures of 68 degrees, 58 degrees by the time that this one is over, and really no wind at all. I mean, the American flag right above the state of Oklahoma flag, pretty much at a standstill. Whatever wind we do have is at 3 miles per hour, and it is kind of just blowing in just a tad bit. But if you're going to knock one out of the ballpark today, you're going to do it under your own power. So we are going to take a break. When we return, we're going to be looking at your starting lineups. Again, this is the McAlester Buffaloes and the Claremore Zebras. It'll be game number 24 for McAlester, who is 6-3 in district play, taking on the Claremore Zebras in their 27th game. You're listening to McAlester Baseball on KNED.
Celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability. We're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Since 1952, W.E. Alford Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. W.E. Alford Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma, with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call, 918-423-3121. Call today. W.E. Alford Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
Welcome back to Murray Pixley Park at American Legion Field. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, as we're about to embark on Game 2 of this district series between the Claremore Zebras and your McAlester Buffaloes. We already previewed both of our teams, so now let's look at our starting lineups, beginning with the McAlester Buffaloes, the visiting team on the scoreboard, wearing their gold jerseys, black numerals on the front and back, black pants as well with the black caps and gold bills. 1 through 9 looks like this, led by head coach Justin Mullins. Leading it off, the catcher, number 2, Jackson McKinney. McKinney behind the plate. Batting second, the second baseman, number 1, Spencer Stinchcomb. Stinchcomb at second. Batting third, the shortstop, number 21, Denver Durant. Durant at short. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, number 11, Gunnar Hodgel. Hodgel in right. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 14, Cole Labus. Labus at first. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 6, Blake Judkins. Judkins in left. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 12, Parker Dusenberry. Dusenberry at the hot corner. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 4, Gavin Brumley. Brumley, the DH for the pitcher, number 7, Brody Parker. Parker on the bump. And rounding out the starting 9 for the Buffaloes, the center fielder, number 5, Jordan Clark. Clark in straightaway center. Now for the Claremore Zebras, wearing their home white uniforms, white pants as well. Zebras in red across the front, and Zebras numerals are in red as well with the red caps and their Z logo. 1 through 9 looks like this, led by head coach Jonathan Gellinar. Leading it off, the pitcher, number 22, Kellen Gade. Gade on the mound. Batting second, the shortstop, number 5, Marco Sally. Sally at short. Batting third, the third baseman, number 3, Jax Van Valkenburg. Van Valkenburg at third base. Batting cleanup, the left fielder, number 9, Dan Harrington. Harrington in left field, as we have a fire truck moving on down here. Again, we're on the corner of an intersection in Claremore, Oklahoma, so we're going to have a little bit of traffic. And if you're driving over here, make sure that you do not get hit by a fly ball, because it could easily strike your windshield. I've been to a few tournaments over here. I've seen it happen. Again, Dan Harrington's in left field, batting cleanup, number 9. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 10, Connor Rowe. Rowe at second. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 4, Tyson Grimmett. Grimmett, the DH for the right fielder, number 6, Curtis Waters. Waters in right. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 2, Saxton Pickup. Pickup at first base. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 42, Tyler Osgood. Osgood, the catcher. And batting ninth and rounding out the starting 9 for the Zebras, the center fielder, number 11, Brad Hoisington. Hoisington in straightaway center. And before we go to a commercial break and we wait for the PA to announce our starting lineups here at American Legion Field, I want to go ahead and talk about American Legion Field. It is stunning as always. I'm excited to be able to be back here. I haven't been back here since 2022. And if you've never been here before, you kind of get a glimpse of what it looks like over on the video stream, which we're video streaming today on McAlester Radio's YouTube channel. The press box is obviously one of a kind. It feels like a old school Major League Baseball, maybe a minor league baseball park with the covered stands and all the wood. And also like I said, the press box has the marquee on the back. It's on the intersection, a heavily trafficked intersection here in Claremore. The outfield fencing makes it feel like it's an old school ballpark. It's even got a pavilion. I believe that's the John Smith Senior Pavilion over by McAllister's dugout on the first base side. That is over by the bullpens. And the bullpens here feel like big-time bullpens. We mentioned how McAllister's Mike Deke Field has a really great home bullpen that's over down the left field line. They got 2 great bullpens that are beyond the outfield walls, making you feel like you're in a Major League ballpark. The dugouts are one of a kind. Again, it's all just an amazing spectacle for baseball, and it's always a blast to be able to call games from here, and they usually lead to good games. McAllister is riding a 3-game win streak over the Claremore Zebras. The last time that the Zebras defeated McAllister was in the 2019 Regional Championship. That was here at American Legion Field. So the Buffaloes looking to get a win here. The last time that they played the Claremore Zebras here, it was on March 24th, 2022 in their Zebra Tiger Classic, and McAllister won a close one, 7-6, where Claremore almost came back and won. The bases were loaded with nobody out. McAllister got out of that with a win. So they're looking to do so again. If McAllister can win this one, they will climb up to the 2 spot. That would be in a position to host a regional with the chance at the district title next week against Pryor. They could sweep the Pryor Tigers, or if Pryor loses today, McAllister wins maybe 1 or 2 next week. You never know what can happen. So this game is very important, and we're going to see if the McAlester Buffaloes can come away with it. For the Claremore Zebras, again, you saw how fast Tahlequah was able to drop from the 3 spot down to the 6. Claremore trying not to drop anymore. Same way for McAlester. This one, the 5A4, as we're entering the second to last week of the district games that we have on deck, is just up in the air. Tahlequah could still make a late push to maybe get up to the 4 spot. You could see Claremore drop a little bit further down to maybe even the 5 spot, depending on how the next couple of games go for them. So it's going to be exciting to see how our last 3 games roll, and it starts also again with tonight in Claremore, Oklahoma. So we will take a break as we get ready for first pitch. You're listening to McAlester Baseball on KNED.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
This Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie, isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish like magic. We can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs, whether residential or commercial. First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
Ready for a home run in comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate. Whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm through the winter chill, they're your go-to team for fast, reliable HVAC service. From quick repairs to expert installations, they ensure your home stays comfortable year-round. Don't despair or let your comfort sit on the bench. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air and keep your home out of the trench. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 0014445. And with our convenient online booking, it's never been easier to get the comfort you deserve.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their Mega Tax Refund Sale. All in-stock furniture and mattresses drastically reduced. We're talking huge savings here. Get the new furniture that you have been waiting for. No credit needed or up to 18 months interest-free financing. Don't miss this tax refund mega sale. Free local delivery. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Buff. Celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability. We're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Since 1952, 62. W.E. Alford Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. W.E. Alford Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call, 918-423-3121. Call today. W.E. Alford Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
We're back here in Rogers County, Claremore, Oklahoma, at American Legion Field. Murray Pixley Park. I'm Brandon Green, your voice of the Buffaloes, as we're still getting ready for first pitch here in Claremore. It is their senior night tonight, so a pretty cool thing that they did for senior night. The senior parents, they got to be able to throw the first pitch to the seniors themselves. So pretty cool little thing that we had to have here. And as they announced the starting lineup for the Zebras, it's now time for our national anthem. So again, the speaker is a little bit further away from where I'm at in the press box, so I'll try to turn it up as loud as I can to where you can catch our national anthem. It's baseball time here in Claremore, Oklahoma, the second of our two-game district series between the McAlester Buffaloes and the Claremore Zebras. So the Zebras take the field. Let's look around the diamond for them. The pickup at first base, Rowe at second, Sally at short, Van Valkenburg at third base. In the outfield, Harrington in left, Hoisington in center, Waters in right. And the battery for Claremore today is Osgood behind the plate and Kellen Gade on the mound. Now, the difference between yesterday and today is there's a different catcher, too. I mean, we had yesterday Jax Van Valkenburg. He was behind the plate. He goes over to third base today, and Osgood goes behind the plate. They have a couple of really good catchers for the Zebras to where they feel good with either one of them. But also today, Kellen Gade brings another left-handed arm to the mound. I mean, yesterday it was Harrington. I believe it was Dan Harrington who's playing left field. So that's McAlester having to face two lefties in a row, which, again, not a lot of pitching staffs in the state of Oklahoma get the benefit of being able to bring your two top starters in district play, both being southpaws. So they're going to be taking on Jackson McKinney, Spencer Stinchcomb, and Denver Durant 1-2-3 to be able to begin the top of the first inning. Again, this is Brandon Green, your voice of the Buffaloes, bringing you first pitch in just a moment, brought to you by Big V Feed Center. See Big V Feed Center in McAlester, Hadco Farm and Ranch in Kiowa, and Shakota Wholesale Feed Company in Shakota for your spring feeding program needs. Let's have Buffalo roll call real quick. Let us know where you're listening from on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio. Again, that is Twitter at Buff Sports Radio. Or you can let us know where you're watching from there as well. Or if you even want to message us on Facebook as well, just comment underneath the last post that we put down not too long ago, and we will try to give you a shout out here on the air. There's the final throwdown. Jackson McKinney will dig into the box, going 1 for 3 a day ago. Kept his hit streak alive with a last at-bat single, which led to the only run scored of yesterday's game. Again, McAlester won 1-0 to improve to 6-3 in the district standings. If McAlester wins today, they will climb up to the 2 spot, with one district series remaining with Pryor next week. Gade is ready. McKinney is ready. Here's the windup, and the first pitch of the ball game is a ground ball softly hit up the middle. Fielding it at second base is Rowe. Flips to first base in time for out number 1. 4-3 ground out by McKinney gets us started here. And that brings up Spencer Stinchcomb as we have Brian Hodgel tuning in from Arizona saying, let's go Buffs, get the W. Buffalo's trying to do just that. Gade, though, starting off a pitch count with a 1 pitch, 1 out. That'll help it out. Brings up Spencer Stinchcomb. Went 1 for 2 a day ago. All of McAllister's hits 1 through 4 holes. First pitch missing low, ball 1 to Stinchcomb. I take that back. 4 out of McAllister's 5 hits. McKinney, Stinchcomb, Durant, and Hodgel all had a hit apiece. Jordan Clark out of the 9-hole had hit as well in his first at-bat. Speaking of hit, Stinchcomb was nearly hit on the 1-0 pitch. Runs inside. Count goes to 2-0 on Stinchcomb. Batting .352 coming into this Tuesday. .410 on base percentage. 2-0 pitch. Pops this one up over to right field. Having to go back a little bit as Waters gets underneath it, makes the catch for out number 2. Again, all natural field here at American Legion Field, Murray Pixley Park. Like I said, it feels like just a old school, maybe major league, minor league ballpark. Feels big time for especially Oklahoma high school baseball when you step inside the gates. I think that Mike Deke Field and American Legion Field, they're 2 of the most historic fields in the state of Oklahoma. Seen a lot of success between those 2 parks. First pitch to Denver Durant. Fastball low outside for strike 1. Lefty v. lefty matchup here. Buffaloes 2 down, top of the first inning. No score. By the way, our first pitch time today was 6:09. 6:09 first pitch time today. Next pitch. 0-1 went with the curveball. Had Denver Durant out in front and quickly goes down to the count 0-2. Durant lined out to the left, grounded out to the first baseman for a 3 unassisted, and had the base hit that eventually led to the run scored. He chokes up on the bat. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Durant. Curveball swung on and tipped, just staying alive as that hit off of the glove of Osgood as well. He snags that. That'd be the first strikeout of the year for Denver Durant. Still down the count, though, 0-2. Does he go with 3 consecutive curveballs? 0-2 pitch. Goes back to the fastball, misses low outside, ball 1. Durant trying to spark a 2-out rally, batting .400 on the year, .486 on base percentage. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one bounces in and gets the backstop. Count now at an even 2-2. Again, pretty much a hard padding at the backstop today. So just like McAlester, if the ball gets past the catcher with a runner at third, doesn't mean a guaranteed run. 2-2 pitch to Durant. Ground ball up the middle, snagged by the pitcher, Gade. He'll underhand it over to first base in time for out number 3. So McAlester goes down in order, and we're starting today like we had all game yesterday. Some stellar defense by the Zebras to be able to begin this one as we head to the bottom of the first inning with no score. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
This Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie. Isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish like magic. We can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Murray Pixley Park at American Legion Field. No score as we hit to the bottom of the first inning, Buffaloes and the Zebras. Let's look around the diamond for the Buffaloes. It's Labus at first, Stinchcomb at second, Durant at short, Dusenberry at third. In the outfield, Judkins in left, Clark in center, and Hodgel in right. In the battery for the Buffaloes today, McKinney behind the plate, and Brody Parker on the mound. Parker with a 3-1 record, and in that one loss that he had, he only learned one earned run. 24 innings pitched, 1.75 ERA, 34 strikeouts, which leads the team to just 7 walks. He does have the tie for the team leading hit by pitches, though, with 6. Also a team leading 176 batting average against him, throwing a first pitch for a strike 58% of the time. He'll take on Kellen Gade in a pitcher v. pitcher matchup here to begin the bottom of the first inning. Gade comes up from the 4 spot to the 1 hole today. A little bit of a shake-up in the Zebra lineup. Here's the first pitch of the day from Parker as he pops this one up and out of play towards the street. I know everyone gets major anxiety if you're driving along this intersection here in Claremore, where the ballpark's on the corner of a one street and the next, a busy intersection. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Parker. Curveball, outside corner, called, strike 2. It's looking good so far. Gade yesterday out of the 4 hole went 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts to short and flew out to center field. Again, wind virtually non-existent today. Parker looking for a solid start to his day as time is called before Parker can start his windup. Parker had a no decision a week ago in Tahlequah on Tuesday. Went 4 innings, I believe with 3 earned runs. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball just missing, but a great location there from Parker. Looks like Parker maybe wanted strike 3, but I think he's more in disbelief of how Gade laid off that pitch with the changeup. Here's the 1-2 from Parker. Curveball, softly hit, line drive, 1 hopper to the shortstop. Durant fires across the diamond in time for out number 1. That is 3 out of his 4 at-bats, groundouts to short from Kellen Gade. Brings up Marco Sally with 1 down in the bottom of the first inning. Sally batted out of the 2 hole yesterday as well. He went 1 for 3 with the line out to center. Singled and struck out swinging. He had one of the 2 hits for the Zebras. Some other changes in the lineup. We had Rowe. He climbs up from the 6 hole to the 5 hole, trading places with Tyson Grimmett. Bottom of the order is the same, but like I said, Harrington instead of the 1 hole is now down to the cleanup spot as the first pitch curveball misses outside to Sally for ball 1. Windup from Parker. 1-0 delivery. Fastball right on the edge, strike 1. And if he's getting the outside corner, Parker's going to be tough to hit today, just because he can command that outside corner. He's been known to do so. Sally didn't like the call. Takes a little bit of extra time to step out of the box and gather himself. As he digs back in, that back foot all the way back on that back chalk. Wind up in the 1-1 pitch. Curveball, ground ball, third base side, diving attempt, snagged, picked back up. Dusenberry fires to first, not in time. Infield single. Nice attempt by Dusenberry as it was grounded down the line. But it's a hit for Marcos Sally, who has 2 out of the 3 hits here in the series against the Buffaloes. Brings up Jax Van Valkenburg. He went over 3, he flew out to center field, flew out to deep right field, and if that would have been played here, it probably would have been gone. It led to the amazing catch by Gunnar Hodgel that happened yesterday. And amazing is probably selling it short. Van Valkenburg dances into the box. Decently at first base here by Sally. 1 on, 1 down, first pitch. Fastball inside corner, called strike 1, about belt high 2. And again, if Gunnar Hodgel does not make that catch, we're probably going to get extra innings. And that's putting it mildly for the Buffaloes. 0-1. Fastball up high. Again, runner faked the takeoff to second base. McKinney popped up like he was going to throw down to second and then pump fake it and threw right back over to his fellow freshman, Brody Parker. Count is even at 1-1. I think what really helped out in Max Harmon's outing a day ago, he kept everything down low. So here's the 1-1. Here's a ground ball up the middle, tapped by the glove of Parker. Durant has no play. It's an infield single. There was no play as Durant was already playing, I guess, a little bit closer to the second base bag. That's where he was shifted, and he made the grab behind the second base bag. Because he was there, he was even over on Stinchcombe's side, but because he was there, Stinchcombe couldn't really break towards the second base bag to go for the double play ball or maybe even get the force out because Stinchcombe was still maybe thinking he could get to that ball. So it's an infield single. Back-to-back infield singles by the Zebras brings up the left fielder, number 9, Dan Harrington. They already matched their hit total from a day ago. Oh, they have an error on the scoreboard for the Buffaloes. I don't know what error they're looking at. I think those are just two solidly placed infield singles. Parker looks at second base. Runners take off. The pitch is outside. The throw down to third is past Dusenberry. Ball goes into the outfield. Judkins comes up firing, and there's a run scored by the Zebras, their first one of the series. That one is an error. I mean, by the time that Marco Sally took off for third base, he was nearly halfway there. He ended up getting a really good secondary and decided to take off. Following in his footsteps was Van Valkenburg. And Claremore leads an early 1-0. So Dan Harrington digs into the box after, again, he pitched really well yesterday too. No earned runs by him in 6 innings. Here's a spin move throw over to second base, and it's in time. Again, they got a little bit too off the bag. Parker learned from his last mistake, and he went with the spin move and threw over to second base. He's coming a little bit too far off was Van Valkenburg, and now the bases are clear. Zebras do lead 1-0, bottom of the first inning. They're about to steal third base again. Back to the windup here. 1-0 pitch from Brody Parker. Curveball missing way outside, ball 2. Another thing I like about American Legion Park, just like over at McAlester, really big scoreboard. You never have to worry about losing track of the balls and strikes here. 2-0 pitch from Parker. Fastball missing high, goes to 3-0. Connor Rowe is on deck. Harrington yesterday out of the leadoff spot. He went over 3 with the strikeout, line out, and fly out. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher Parker. And it is a 4-pitch walk as it misses low and outside. So Harrington walks to bring up the second baseman, number 10, Connor Rowe. So it's been a ground out to short, single error, which led to a run scored. Van Valkenburg was picked off at second base, and then a 4-pitch walk to Dan Harrington. Connor Rowe, another lefty, piling him up. Now that's 3 in a row here. Shows bunt, pops it up. Easy catch made by the pitcher, Brody Parker. Probably the easiest catch he's ever going to make, and that'll be out number 3. But the Buffaloes, they do find themselves down by a run after 1 inning of play on 2 hits and 1 error, 1 walk issued by Parker. As we get to the top of the second inning, down by 1, the Buffaloes will take the bats. Middle of the order up, Hodgel, Labus, and Judkins. You're listening to McAlester Baseball on KNED.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs. Whether residential or commercial, First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
Ready for a home run in comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate. Whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm through the winter chill, they're your go-to team for fast, reliable HVAC service. From quick repairs to expert installations, they ensure your home stays comfortable year-round. Don't despair or let your comfort sit on the bench. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air and keep your home out of the trench. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 0014445. And with our convenient online booking, it's never been easier to get the comfort you deserve.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their Mega Tax Refund Sale. All in-stock furniture and mattresses drastically reduced. We're talking huge savings here. Get the new furniture that you have been waiting for. No credit needed or up to 18 months interest-free financing. Don't miss this tax refund mega sale. Free local delivery. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Buffs!
Top of the second inning, the McAlester Buffaloes down 1-0 to the Claremore Zebras. Again, since we're on the road here, I'm doing all 3 in 1, so if I mess up on the scoreboard sometimes or get a little bit late, just bear with me. I will get it fixed on up. But I just put the score up on the scoreboard. It's been updated. Zebras lead 1-0 over the McAlester Buffaloes. Buffaloes looking for their first hit. Gunnar Hodgel, Cole Labus, Blake Judkins up. Middle of the order, 4, 5, 6 hole batters. Here's the first pitch of the second inning from Kellen Gade that's popped up over into the street. One of my favorite games over here at American Legion Field is looking out of the press box and trying to see where the ball's going and who's getting struck by a flying ball. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball that never broke back inside to the outside part of the plate, and that moves the count to even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Gade forced the Buffaloes to go down in order 1, 2, 3 in the first. 1-1 is in on the hands and fouled back into the netting for strike 2. McKinney grounded out to second. There was a fly out to right, and then a ground out to the pitcher from Durant. Hodgel, a day ago, went 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a double. Double down the right field line. Down on the count right now, 1-2 to Gade, and here's the pitch. Curveball, and he whacked at it late. Swung and missed. Protective swing there by Hodgel, and that's going to get the Claremore fan base up on its feet. That'll be out number 1. First strikeout of the day for either pitcher. Brings up Cole Labus. Labus was able to line out twice, but just right to the middle of the infield. First pitch. Fastball misses inside for ball 1. Labus with 6 hits and 6 out of his last 8, coming into the series in his last 7 games before that, batting .417. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball, left side, big hop, snagged down by Zenkels. Osgood fires across in time for out number 2. So it's been 5 up, 5 down for the Buffaloes. Brings up Blake Judkins. Judkins batting .320 on the season with a .455 on-base percentage. Coming into the series, he was batting .417 in his past 5 games prior. Was held hitless yesterday, only had 2 at-bats. Again, it was such a quick game yesterday, an hour and 34 minutes. He struck out looking and grounded out to third. First pitch curveball right down the middle, strike 1. 2 down for the Buffaloes, top of the second inning, trailing 1-0 to the Claremore Zebras. Nobody on. And the 0-1 pitch. Back to the curveball. He's living right there. Feeling good with the curveball, too. Count goes to 0-2. He's been able to get a strikeout just a moment ago on it. He's been primarily curved so far. Does he go with it with 3 consecutive pitches? The 0-2. Yes, he does. It's a half-hearted swing down the third base line. Got a lot of barrel, but nicely fielded by Osgood. Again across the diamond. Another 5-3 ground out, and it's 6 up, 6 down for the Buffaloes. So again, the Zebras continue to play stellar defense, continue to put up zeros up on the scoreboard. We've only had 2 combined runs scored this entire series so far as we head to the bottom of the second. McAlester trying to keep it a 1-0 deficit. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability, we're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Simulcast Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Simulcast Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
1-0, the Zebras on top of the Buffaloes. Home half of the second inning coming up. It's Tyson Grimmett, Saxton Pickup, and Tyler Osgood up for the Zebras. Zebras are able to get a couple of hits. Again, both of them infield singles, and then use a little bit of small ball by trying to force McAlester to throw it around the base paths. A ball that got into the left field area on a throw down to third base led to our 1 run scored. Here's the first pitch of the bottom of the third, or rather bottom of the second. That curveball never clipped the letters, missed it a little bit up high to Grimmett for ball 1. Grimmett went 1 for 3. He struck out swinging, singled, and flew out to right field. He was out of the 5-hole yesterday, down to the 6-hole today. Next pitch, curveball. This one, lower outside corner, called strike 1. So So far here early today, home plate umpire kind of looking like he's giving the corners a little bit of extra too. It looks like it's been to both Parker and to Gade. 1-1 pitch. Now and bounces in, and the count goes to now 2-1. Baseballs will be switched out. So if I'm Parker and I'm looking at the outside pitch that you're being given, if he can live there, he's going to be okay. Here's the 2-1 from Parker. Fastball, hard hit, fly ball, right side, and that won't get out of play, just behind the McAlester dugout. And I say well hit because I'm also kind of staring into the sun. I know that there's maybe a little bit of a glare up on the video board here, but as I'm watching it in real time, the sun is setting beyond the left field wall here. So it makes it a little bit tougher to see the ball directly off the bag, especially looking through the netting as well. Parker tied up in the count, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Grimmett. Curveball, chopper, left side, high hop, fielded by Dusenberry. Gathers himself, fires across. Long stretch, nice stretch by Labus. In time for out number 1. So let's look at it. Our last 3 outs, rather, whether it be by the Buffaloes or the Zebras, have been 5-3 ground outs. Brings up now Saxton Pickup. Pickup went over 2. He flew out in foul territory to the second baseman Stinchcomb and also grounded out to the shortstop, Denver Durant. But we mentioned yesterday an hour and 34-minute long game that went the full 7 innings. You just don't typically see that, especially in high school baseball, but when you do, it means that you had really good pitching and you had really good defense. Only 1 error, combined 2 walks, 8 combined strikeouts, 4 by each pitcher. First pitch runs up and in, ball 1, and having to blink a little bit. I don't think he was expecting that fastball up and inside to pick up with the first pitch. Count goes to 1-0. That'll wake you up. Parker, the 1-0 pitch, does it again. And this time knocks him right between the shoulder blades, went up and in both pitches. Parker doesn't walk a ton of batters. Like I said, he has just now, I believe it's 8 walks on the entire season and over 25 innings now. But he has 7 hit by pitches, so he has almost the same amount of hit by pitches as he does walks coming into today. Hits pickup. McKinney goes to speak with Parker. And we'll get ready with Tyler Osgood here. Osgood, the catcher, number 42, played third base yesterday. So here's a pickoff to first, back in safely is pickup. Osgood went 0 for 1. He walked, the only walk issued by Harmon a day ago, and grounded out to second. 1 down, 1 on. Zebras lead 1-0 over the Buffaloes, bottom of the second inning. First pitch at the letters, strike 1. But Harmon, he lived by the mentality that, hey, if I'm either going to walk people or I'm going to hit the bottom of the zone the entire 7 innings. And he lived by that. He either skipped the ball in or he was right at the bottom quadrant of the zone, and it really worked out in his favor yesterday. Claremore just had a hard time hitting him. 0-1. Outside corner called strike 2. I don't think he had. I bet 10% or less of his pitches yesterday were belt high or higher. Not a lot of pitches that the Zebras could drive. Count is 0-2. Parker looking for his first strikeout of the day. He's been close a few times, but Zebras have been able to battle back up. Pick off over to first again and back in safely is pickup. Pickup, trying not to get picked off. 0-2 is our count to Osgood. Neither team went 3 full times through the order yesterday. That's how quick it went. The 0-2. Up and inside, having the duck for cover is the righty Osgood. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. That fastball just running a little bit too far in for, obviously, Parker's liking. The Zebras will take the base runners. Here's the 1-2. Snap throw to first base as that one missed low, and that'll be ball 2. That's pretty close. McKinney was kind of trying to get set, and the way that he caught it, he couldn't bring it back up. Instead, it was almost like he was pulling it down. Count goes to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now it's very close. Good pitch from Parker. 2-2. Curveball missing outside into the left-handed batter's box, and the count has been now run to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There'll be no way to be able to tell if there's time call because we had, looks like Pickup lose one of his pieces of gear over at first base. There's no way to be able to tell if, again, Parker gets into any kind of trouble today. Who's warming up? Because, like I said, the bullpens are beyond the outfield walls. 3-2 is popped up in the infield right side, charging into Stinchcomb, makes the grab, no play at first base. And that's out number 2. Brings up the 9-hole batter, the center fielder, number 11, Brad Hoisington. 2 down, Zebras lead 1-0 over the Buffaloes, bottom of the second inning. Hoisington a day ago went 0-for-2 out of the 9-hole, struck out swinging and popped up to the second baseman. Again, decent lead at first by Pickup. And the pitch. Fastball. Whew. Looked good to me. They're going to say it was a little high. It looked like it crossed the letters to me, though. I would have put that as a high strike, but the count goes to 1-0. Let's see the outfield, infield, average depth, average positioning as there's a pickoff over to first base. I mean, maybe, if anything, Clark might be playing a little bit shallow in center field. I will say Judkins, decent gap between the left field line and where he's positioned. 1-0, curveball. That one, no denying it. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Buffaloes also, like I said, this is going to be their second to last district series. This is their second to last district series. They do have the 5A shootout Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll talk on that in a moment. The 1-1. Fastball. That looks good, too. And he's giving the outside corners, the outside and the inside, but he's really not giving a lot high and not a lot low. So you're wanting to be horizontal today. Count is 2-1. I think he should be. That should have been strike 3, but now instead he's down the count 2-1. Pitch from Parker. Curveball. But then you don't give him the outside pitch, and now goes to 3-1. He's thrown 4 strikes in this at-bat. Instead, he's down the count 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Hitter's count here to Brad Hoisington. Parker trying to still live around there. 3-1 pitch. Fastball. Called. We were everywhere. Called strike 2 up and in. That looked like it was getting higher than the ball that was called a ball and way more inside than the one that was called a strike. So this at bat has been a little bit of everything. It's been an adventure. Count is at 3-2. Stepping off over at first base because the runner will take off with the pitch. Here's the payoff, and it'll be popped up and out of play. Watch out for cars. I wonder how many people that live over here by this intersection and park their cars out in front. Wonder what their insurance is on their cars, though. That's for sure. I'm sure they have a schedule of Claremore baseball. Make sure they know when to put the car in the backyard or in the garage. Counts full at 3-2. We'll do it again. The 2 down, runner will take off with the pitch. Huge lead. 3-2. Fouled straight back, and we're going to do it again. Nice battle here between Parker and Brad Hoisington. Three balls, 2 strikes. Again, playing all the way deep over first base is Labus. Letting the runner take off, but I'm sure by this point, Pickup is pretty tired. He's taken off for second now twice in a row. He'll go a third time, the 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4. Hoisington wins the battle. That brings up the top of the order for Kellen Gade. Gade grounded out to short in his first at bat. He has done that in 3 out of his 4 at-bats, but he has runners at first and second here with a chance to extend the Zebra lead. If we've learned anything from yesterday, it's that, hey, one pitch can change the entire game. Parker trying to leave him stranded at first and second. The pitch, curveball, high hopper over to third. Dusenberry can't field it on the high hop. It's kicked over to the pitcher, Brody Parker, and that'll be an E5. McAlester played a clean game yesterday, and so far an early 2 errors. That was a high hop that Dusenberry was charging in on, but he couldn't get to the hop in time. And then they kind of short hopped in on him, and they call that one a hit. That's an E5, and that's going to bring up Marco Sally. Sally singled his last time up. He's got one of the 2 hits. It was down the third base line, so third base has been a heavily trafficked area today, whether you're the third baseman Van Valkenburg or Dusenberry. We've had 3 groundouts to third. 2 E5s. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Huge cut. He was going for the trees beyond the left field wall for strike 1. Oh, 0-1 is the count. Bases loaded. 2 down, 4 out of every bag. 0-1 from Parker. Curveball missing just below the knees for ball 1. It looked like Parker wanted that one too. That one might have been a little bit low, but where it crossed, could have argued it was at the knees. Count even at 1-1. Claremore trying to extend their lead. Early opportunity. It's the sun setting in left field, the 1-1. Curveball waits on it, line drive to center field. Clark misread it. He ran in and it went over his head. This will clear the bases as it rolls all the way out to the 385 mark in center. Going for the triple and coming there sliding will be Marcos Sally. Bases clearing triple, and the Claremore Zebras lead 4-0. It was well struck anyway, but it wasn't just the first step. Clark was charging from center field, trying to get a good beat on it, and he just misread it. That now makes the score 4-0 Zebras in the bottom of the second inning. Brings up Jackson Van Valkenburg. Still 2 down, runner at third base after the triple. Buffaloes have got some work to do. First pitch. Low outside corner, called strike 1 to the lefty. Perfect placement if you want to battle up there against Van Valkenburg. And he's someone that had a lot of pop on a low inside pitch. That was the one that was driven to the warning track where Hodgel made the catch yesterday. 0-1 pitch from Parker. And he drives this one to deep right center field, going towards the alleyway. That one will land. Another base hit. Another run scored by the Zebras. Could be another triple. Standing at second base and halting right there, pumping the brakes. It'll be an RBI double by Van Valkenburg. And the Zebras, like I said, you can't hold them and hold the bats corralled for long. They've been struggling here as of late. They lost to Pryor a week ago, and their bats were not waking up against Chickasha. They lost 8-0 to them, and then lost to Hilldale 10-1. So in their 3 games prior to this one, they've only scored 1 run. They have scored 5 so far, and we're not to the third inning yet. And McKinney's going to go speak with Brody Parker. 2 down, runner at second base brings up Dan Harrington. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, W.E. Alford Propane, Fenton Nissan and McAlester, Big John's Auto Repair, The Bank & A, First Realty, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, Tannehill Furniture and Mattress, and JP All-American Outdoor Contracting, LLC. Again, looking at some of the things that are at stake for McAlester today, they're not going to stay put at 3. If they win, they jump up to number 2. If they lose, they will drop to number 4. Because Durant's playing Will Rogers, and again, no disrespect to Will Rogers, but we know that Durant is a better team than Will Rogers. Will Rogers is 0-11, minus 110. So Durant's going to win today, and they have the head-to-head over McAlester, sweeping them earlier in the year. So McAlester either jumps up to 2 or they drop to 4. Runner at second, waiting the first pitch to Harrington, and here it is. That one bounces into McKinney for ball 1. Harrington walked his first time up as one of the 2 walks issued from Parker so far. 5-0 Zebra lead. 1 in the first, 4 here in the second. All 4 runs with 2 outs here in the second. Next pitch, fly ball left field. Judkins coming in, still coming in. It's going to land in front of him. This might score another run at will. Throw back into the infield, gets its way over to Jackson McKinney, and it's an RBI. Bloop single into left field by Dan Harrington. Before you could blink, it's 6-0. 3 consecutive hits brings up Connor Rowe. Right now, if you had a gauge on the momentum here at Murray-Pixley Park, it is 99% Claremore. Buffaloes have gone down in order, 6 up, 6 down so far, and the Zebras, they're to the middle part here the second time through. First pitch to Rowe, fouls it straight back for strike 1. Rowe went for a bunt for a hit and popped it out to the pitcher Parker. Runner at first here. That was an RBI single by Dan Harrington. 6-0 Zebras lead. Again, I'm fixing it up on the scoreboard here. Again, I'm doing both things here today, so sometimes, again, bear with me. 6-0 Claremore lead. 0-1 pitch. This one's popped up over to left, but well foul. And ahead in the count now is Parker at 0-2. Don't think I'm mistaken, but I think also Claremore is going to be coming to the 5A shootout this weekend. I'll get you a schedule on that as we make our way throughout this broadcast, though, today. If you want to catch some of the best teams in 5A, coming to Mike Deek. That's happening Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the 0-2. Curveball, grounded foul towards the first base coach. Count still 0-2. So Thursday, you have, again, from 10 every day except for Saturday. We don't have a 7 o'clock game on Saturday. Every day is 10 a.m., 12:15, 2:30, 4:45, and 7. So that sun is getting really in my eyesight right now. Here's the 0-2 from Brody Parker, and that one just left the hands wrong. Fastball went up high, and the count goes to 1-2. So on Thursday at 10 a.m., you go Noble versus Quita. Game after is Collinsville versus Pryor. Then Tahlequah and Lawton Mac. McAlester and Midwest City set for 4:45. And Claremore and Shawnee is the nightcap. So they're going to be heading on back over to McAlester here in a couple of days. 1-2 from Parker. Fastball missing outside, ball 2. Deuce is wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. On Friday, McAlester has the early game against Shawnee at 10 a.m. Buffalo's just trying to get out of this inning right now, though. 5 runs so far here in the second. Here's the 2-2. Curveball, nice pitch outside corner, called strike 3, but the damage has been done. McAlester had 1 error. They ended up walking 1, hitting 1, and there were 3 base hits, including a bases-clearing triple by Marco Sally. That has put McAlester way behind the 8 ball. They're down 6-0 as we head to the top of the third, looking for their first base runner. You are listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Since 1952, W.E. Alford Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. W.E. Alford Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma, with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call, 918-423-3121. Call today. W.E. Alford Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
This Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie, isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Welcome back to Murray-Pixley Park at American Legion Field. It was a big inning for the Claremore Zebras in the second that saw all 9 batters come up to the plate, and they ended up scoring 6 runs, including a bases-clearing triple by Marco Sally. That's put McAlester in a tough spot right now, and they're going to need it already at this point, a big comeback to be able to get back into this one. But we know that they have been able to put up a bunch of runs in single innings before, but not against this kind of opponent before. Can McAlester do it here? Then taking on the Claremore Zebras, Kellen Gade, who has worked 6 up, 6 down to begin his day. Parker Duesenberry leading things off to start off as the ground ball on the first pitch of the third is towards the shortstop, Sally. Throws over to the first base side, and it's well off the bag. So McAlester gets their first base runner. Again, you put the ball in play, good things happen here. McAlester has done that, just only 1 strikeout so far. That's an E6 to bring up the designated hitter, number 4, Gavin Brumley. Maybe that's what McAlester needed just to get something to swing in their favor. Brumley yesterday went over 1. He grounded out to short himself and walked. Coming set and delivering the first pitch is Gade. That misses way outside for ball 1. So if you're just now joining us, 6-0 here, top of the 3rd inning. Buffaloes have won 12 out of the last 14, and really they're four runs away. As here's the pickoff over to first, the first move that we've seen from the lefty Gade so far. They're 4 runs away from winning 14 straight games. They lost by 1 to Booker T a couple weeks ago and lost by 3 to Rattan. 1-0. Fastball high and outside, ball 2. Brumley on the season batting .259 with a .375 on-base percentage, 5 RBI, and had a plate appearance with 11 pitches. And saw him lose on a flyout. Here's the 2-0. Fastball misses high for ball 3. He's worked himself into the DH role, batting out of the 8th spot. I'll be happy when that sun goes down. I don't think I'm going to get that today. I think the game will be over by the time we see that. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And it's a 4-pitch walk. So back-to-back base runners here for the Buffaloes. Again, maybe just trying to get Gade out of a rhythm here. And so far, it's worked. First time we saw him really get behind in the count, and that led to a walk. Brings up Jordan Clark. As going to speak with his pitcher will be Osgood. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Sam Wobbler's Freedom Ford, W.E. Alford Propane, Fenton Nissan and McAlester, Big John's Auto Repair, The Bank & A, First Realty, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, Tannehill Furniture and Mattress, and JP All-American Outdoor Contracting, LLC. By the way, didn't mention the rest of Friday. After McAlester plays Shawnee at 10 a.m. in the 5A shootout, it's Lawton Mack and Claremore, Noble versus Collinsville, Carl Albert versus Pryor, and Midwest City versus Tahlequah before we have 4 more games on Saturday scheduled, because I do know that we're going to be getting a lot of rain supposedly this weekend. Runners at first and second, nobody out. First pitch, fastball at the knees, strike 1. Clark went 1 for 2 yesterday with a single, and he grounded into a fielder's choice, 6-4. Buffaloes down 6-0, top of the 3rd inning. The 0-1 from the southpaw shows bunt. A win around. Is it a foul ball? Okay, they're going to call it a foul ball here. Again, runners are taken off as the ball looks like it got away from the catcher, Osgood. Looks like it's a foul ball on the bunt attempt from Jordan Clark, and he goes down in the count 0-2. Top of the order is on deck with Jackson McKinney, who's grounded out to second, and Stinchcomb, who's flown out to right field. 0-2 pitch to Jordan Clark. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and since first base is occupied, as that one went in the dirt, that's out number 1. Got Clark on 3 pitches there to bring us up the top of the order. McAlester, and I know it's early in the game, but with the 5 spot that the Zebras put up and knowing how good that they've been able to be in district play, if McAlester wants a chance to come back and win this game, you almost have to answer here. If not, you could see Kellen Gade work a really strong 4th, 5th, 6th, and however long they want him to go. He can get back into a rhythm. First pitch, curveball down the middle, strike 1. McKinney coming into this game batting .438 with a .466 on-base percentage. Swung at the first pitch of the ball game and grounded out to the second baseman, Rowe. Down the count 0-1. The pitch to McKinney chases a high outside fastball. It's tapped back into the glove of Osgood for strike 2. McAlester looking for some good ABs. They just haven't had a ton of them. Gade has had them in a blender so far. 0-2. Curveball and off the handles. That one's be fouled out of play. Count will remain at 0-2. McKinney with runners in scoring position, batting .333 with 16 RBI. Leads the team in extra base hits with 15. Buffaloes could use one here. A little bit of speed on the base paths. As this one will hit Jackson McKinney on the hand, and that's what he's trying to say. He said that he was in the batter's box, and he leaned into it. That's what the home plate umpire says. That will be ball one instead. Saying that McKinney leaned into it. So, oh no, they're going to just say it was a foul ball, had the butt of the bat. McKinney tried to say they hit him in the hand. I was looking down at my sheet while that pitch was thrown. Here's the 0-2s. Runners take off. The pitch, ground ball left side. They'll have to retreat. Back to first and second. We'll wait for them to get back to their spot. One down, top of the third inning. McAlester is down 6-0. By the way, on Saturday for the 5A shootout, just to round out our schedule here, Collinsville begins the day against Lawton Mac at 10 a.m., then Tahlequah and Carl Albert at 12:15, McAlester versus the Titans at 2:30, and Claremore versus Midwest City at 4:45. McKinney still down on the count, 0-2. Spin, look over to second base. No one's there guarding the back. Again, it's Dusenberry at second and Brumley at first base. Dusenberry has 9 stolen bases on the year. Took off in the last pitch, and they're paying extra attention to him this time. Spins to look at him 2 times in a row. Again, there's really no wind here today. It's a picture-perfect day for baseball, and really not a cloud in the sky. The only problem I have right now with the sky is the sun is right in my eye. The 0-2 pitch chases the curveball outside corner, was out in front of it too, and that's strike 3. Brings up Spencer Stinchcomb. Stinchcomb has flown out to right field. Runners at first and second with 2 down. Zebras were able to score all 5 of their runs with 2 down in the inning. Can McAlester pull off something similar here with their 2-hole batter Stinchcomb trying to spark that? Runners take off again, first pitch. Missing outside, the throw down 2-3 is not in time. There with his 10th stolen base of the year, and he's been able to steal third a lot. He gets a lot of good jumps. That's Parker Dusenberry. Following behind him, Gavin Brumley getting to second base. Pitch was a called ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 down, so the infield will stay back. Back to the windup, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball called strike on the outside corner, strike 1. Count even up at 1-1. Gade trying to work out of his first jam today, the 1-1. Fastball outside corner, called strike 2. 2 down, runners at second and third. Buffaloes trail 6-0, an early chance here. Stinchcomb with 17 RBI, trying to add to that, but down in the count 1-2. What does Gade go with? The 1-2 pitch. Back to the bender. That one missed outside. Ball 2. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-strike pitch from Gade today has been consistently the curveball. Does he do it again? 2-2. Goes back to the fastball, and Stinchcomb is late on it. He'll foul that one off the right side. So protecting there on the fastball as the ball also bounced off of the John Smith Senior Baseball Pavilion, rolled back into fair play. That's one of my favorite features of the American Legion field is just that pavilion over in right field. You get a little bit of sun, but also it's a pretty view to watch that game from just beyond the right field line. We'll do it again at 2-2. The windup from Gade and the pitch. Curveball swinging and miss for strike 3, and Gade is pumped up. Gets out of the jam. McAlester remains scoreless as we head to the home half of the third inning, still also looking for their first hit. So the Zebras try to build on their 6-0 lead. We will take a break and return. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish Like magic, we can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs. Whether residential or commercial, First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
Ready for a home run in comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate. Whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm through the winter chill, they're your go-to team for fast, reliable HVAC service. From quick repairs to expert installations, they ensure your home stays comfortable year-round. Don't despair or let your comfort sit on the bench. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air and keep your home out of the trench. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 0014445. And with our convenient online booking, it's never been easier to get the comfort you deserve.
Heading to the home half of the third inning, the Claremore Zebras already lead 6-0 as we have the 6, 7, 8 hole batters. This is the part of the order that began that 5-run inning back in the second as they brought in all 9 batters to the plate in the second inning. Parker trying to have a bounce-back inning, despite really not having an earned run. We'll build on that here as time is called by Grimm at first. Grimmett's grounded out to third base. But, yeah, what we've had so far today, 6 runs scored by the Zebras. Not one of them has been earned by Brody Parker. First pitch at the bottom of the third is right down the middle, strike one. An error in the first inning led to the 1 run scored. And then there was an error that allowed the second inning to continue, which then led to an immediate 3 consecutive hits and 5 runs. Next pitch misses low and outside with the curveball for ball 1. Yes, Parker hasn't brought his best game today either. He's allowed 5 hits. But again, this is a very good Claremore team. We knew this yesterday. That's what made McAllister's win yesterday even more impressive in 1-0 fashion. So here's the 1-1 from Parker. As that one misses low, ball 2. But Parker, you could argue, could be here in the third inning with a 0-0 game. Here's the 2-1 pitch from the freshman. And this one's chopped left side as well. Fielded by Dusenberry. Fires to first base high, and there's another error. As that one bounces off of the fencing and gets it back into fair territory. And the home plate umpire is going to go speak with the field umpire trying to say, was this a foul ball? But you can't let the – I call it as it is. I kind of agree with the Claremore fans here. You can't really change the call after you let the play out. They gathered, they keep them safe over at first base, but you can't really let the play out and then say, oh my gosh, yeah, it hit him in the box, because that was the argue there. Was that McAllister's trying to argue that hit him on the foot, but instead it's going to be an E5. Already 3 errors for today for McAllister's defense, and this has been a rough one. Nobody out, first pitch. Down the middle, strike 1 to Saxton pickup. So for as good as McAllister played yesterday in the field, they just have played equally as poor so far today. 0-1, curveball. Staying put was pickup as it misses low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Also, there is one downside to playing at American Legion Field. It is a beautiful ballpark. A lot of people will be lucky to be able to have this place as their home field. As there's a pick off to first base. Back in safely is the DH Tyson Grimmett. It can be a tough place to play. Claremore fans always come out in full support, always cheering their guys on, and also with how the stands are positioned, you feel like they're really up close to you. 1-1. This one's fouled straight back to the netting, and the count goes to 1-2 now. And also, just some people, don't play as well when it looks like it's, a bigger ballpark the way that it is, or just, like I said, this feels like a mini major league park or mini minor league park, old school park. 1-2. Fouled straight back, and the count remains at 1-2. I don't know what it is. People can do studies on it, but it just seems like if you're the visiting team, it can be hard to play over here in Claremore. Despite McAlester, though, they have won their last 2 against Claremore here at this ballpark, including a 7-6 win in 2022. Claremore is trying to break a 3-game losing streak to McAlester and win their first one over the Buffaloes. So here's another pickoff at first, back in safely. Trying to win their first one over the Buffaloes since they won the regional championship over them back in 2019. In fact, 2 years in a row, Claremore defeated McAlester in the Claremore Regional Tournament, 18 and 19. Another pickoff over to first, still back in safely is Grimmett. And McKinney's going to go speak with Brody Parker. And, well, he was going to, and then he quickly turned back around and went behind home plate. Scoreboard shows the count at 1-2 on Saxton Pickup, who was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. Nobody out, runner at first base. And here's the 1-2. Curve ball, again, thinking about chasing after it. Pickup's able to lay off, and the count goes to even at 2-2. Bottom of the third inning. Parker looks back over at first base. He's picked off there a few times so far. 2-2. Curveball just staying alive. As that one's fouled backwards. The runner did take off. There was a little bit of a late break. Stinchcomb was breaking to the second base bag. So far, just been tale of two teams. Zebras have had tough at-bats, hard to put away. Base hits when they need them. McAlester looking for their first one. Zebras so far pretty good defense despite one error. McAlester with 3 so far. Next pitch up and inside. The count's now full at 3-2 on pickup. And there's been the one walk that's been issued to Gavin Brumley. So far today we have had 3 free passes, 2 walks, and 1 hit by pitch. Count full at 3-2. McAlester needs a double play badly. The pitch, curveball. Ooh, that's got to be strike 3. They call a ball outside and low, I guess, but that's got to be a strike. And they call that ball 4. And that will send Saxton Pickup over to first base. That was a great pitch by Brody Parker. That's brutal there for McAlester. Puts runners at first and second with nobody out to bring up Tyler Osgood. I've been talking about how he was given the outside part of the zone, and now we have gone away from that, especially there on the curveball from Parker. It looked like strike 3 to me. Bunt is shown, pulled back, called strike on the fastball. Osgood flew out to the second baseman, Stinchcomb, as that one was caught just inside the infield grass. Count 0-1. See if the bunt's still on here from Osgood. Yes, it is. The pitch gets it down straight to Parker. Parker goes to third with it. And is he on the bag? Yes, he is. Dusenberry was able to grab it, touch third, and that's a nice sense of awareness there from Brody Parker to throw it to the other Parker, Dusenberry, to get the force out at third base. So the sack bunt is unsuccessful. It goes down as a 1-5 force out. Brings up Brad Hoisington. Runners man at first at second base, 1 down. Claremore leading 6-0. McAlester, who have not gotten a hit so far through 3 innings, have got to keep this game at a 6-run deficit. You give Claremore any more and they could run away with this. First pitch to the new batter. Hoisington flies this one foul to the right side into the street. Now, I will say the fencing does go down a little bit further than your average high school ballpark, and it's because of the street that you have here. At least that's what I imagine. That and also the stands. The stands do stretch a little bit closer down towards the first and third base dugouts. Counted 0-1. And the pitch to Hoisington. This one's popped up. Foul territory. May be playable. McKinney goes to the wall, and it will land 2 feet from McKinney, but just out of play. And that's been McAllister's luck today. Count goes to 0-2. That sun is so... I know that you guys maybe not be able to see it as strongly as I can on the video stream, but that sun is beating down in my eye. I can only imagine how that can be sometimes for the batters, maybe even the catcher McKinney right now. Lights been turned on over here at Murray Pixley Park in American Legion Field. Counts 0-2. Parker trying to win the battle here against Brad Hoisington, who walked in his first plate appearance. Out of the 9-hole, the 0-2 pitch. As that one misses low with the fastball from Parker. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kellen Gade is on deck, and Marco Sally is lurking in the hole, who's gone 2 for 2 with 3 RBI, including a triple. 1-2 pitch. That one spiked in. And McKinney's having a hard time finding the ball. It was right underneath him, and the count now goes to 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Hoisington. Again, another tough AB that the Zebras have been able to put together. I'm going to get you a pitch count here on Parker in a moment. Parker's already plus 50 pitches. He's plus 60 pitches. This is pitch number 68. 2-2. Curveball, ground ball left side, deep into the hole. Gets into the outfield grass. They will try to wave home. No, they won't. They'll hold him there at the last second. Coming down the third base line was Jonathan Gelnar. He held up his runner. Probably for good reason, too. It wasn't that hard hit, and Judkins was charging, got it in quickly. And the base hit by Hoisington loads the bases with 1 down. Kellen Gade is 0 for 2. He is grounded out to short, and he's reached on an E5. And we're going to be having Coach Meadows come out to the mound for a mound visit and a possible substitution as Coach Mullins comes out of the dugout, too, to speak with the home plate umpire. We will take a break, and we will return, at least with a substitution. You're listening to McAlester Baseball on KNED.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their Mega Tax Refund Sale. All in-stock furniture and mattresses drastically reduced. We're talking huge savings here. Get the new furniture that you have been waiting for. No credit needed or up to 18 months interest-free financing. Don't miss this tax refund mega sale. Free local delivery. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability. We're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Since 1950, 52. W.E. Alford Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. W.E. Alford Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma, with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call: 918-423-3121. Call today. W.E. Alford Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
This Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie, isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
We do have a call of the bullpen. This call of the bullpen brought to you by Barlow Built Performance and Automotive, your automotive full-time, full-service automotive and transmission repair shop, 2201 North Main Street, McAlester. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 918-318-0323. Now on the mound is Grant Mullins. He comes from the dugout to the mound, really straight from the bullpen to the mound. From the mound to third base goes Brody Parker, and from third base to the dugout goes Parker Dusenberry. Here's the first pitch for Grant Mullins, and it bounces into McKinney, saving a run there. As the bases are loaded with one down, McAlester is trailing 6-0. The lights have come on here at American Legion Field. As this is the Zebras' third time to the line at McAlester, when they come back, we'll be beginning their second time through. We'll be in the start of the middle of the start. Here's a one-hopper to Denver Durant, flips over to second base for one, over to first base, and it gets past Cole Labus, another error. 2 runs are going to score here. That's McAllister's 4th error in 3 innings. Taylor made double plays, well struck by Kellen Gade. It makes it 8-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Had a chance to be able to get out of it, and the ball got past Labus at first base. Again, you saw some of the best defense that McAlester played all season long yesterday. Not a single error, and really was the same case against Rattan, too. Really played a good defense then as well. But 4 errors today by McAlester has led to them trailing 8-0, and Brody Parker exits with not an earned run. His day's over, not a single earned run. First pitch misses low and inside to Marco Sally, who was 2 for 2 with a bases-clearing triple, who came up with the bases loaded. So if he hit one out and they hold the Buffaloes scoreless in the 4th and the 5th, the game would be over. Mullins, the 1-0 pitch. That one bounces, hits off at the mask of McKinney. Runner stays put at first base, counts 2-0. They have been shooting themselves in the foot, really is what it comes down to. Again, yesterday's, we mentioned how quick it went by, an hour and 34 minutes. That was in 7 innings. We are now about 20 minutes away there. So here's the 2-0 runner, takes off for second. The pitch is a swing and a miss. The throw down to second is not in time. In there with a swipe to second base is the pitcher, Kellen Gade. And the count goes to 2-1 here on Marco Sally. Sally went, well, so far in the series, he has gone 3 for 5 with 3 RBI, looking for another one here. 2-1 to the righty. That one bounces in, and the count now goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. So Grant Mullins' line this year, he's 4-0. He has pitched in 21 innings, 2.35 ERA, 8 strikeouts, 10 walks, 62% first pitch strike percentage, a batting average against him of just .206, one of the lowest on the team. Freshman in for a freshman is the 3-1. Misses down low for ball 4. And Sally walks, bring up Jax Van Valkenburg, who is 2 for 2 with a single and an RBI double. So the Buffaloes, so far, again, I'm not saying that the Buffaloes can't come back in this, but they have experienced the thrill of victory, and they're on the doorstep of the agony of defeat. Van Valkenburg has hit the ball well so far in the series. Only has had 2 hits so far, though. It's the first pitch outside corner, called strike 1. On deck is Dan Harrington, who has gone 1 for 1 with a walk and an RBI single. This was that stretch of 3 hits that they had in a row that led to the 5 runs in the second. We're in the middle of that stretch. Next pitch bounces in as McKinney keeps it in front. Runners stay put at first and second base. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And Sun's about 20 minutes, if not less, away from getting behind those trees and not being a problem anymore. The 1-1 fouled off at the plate. And our count goes to 1-2. And 2 down here in the top, but rather the bottom of the 3rd inning. Buffaloes trail 8-0. Mullins trying to keep it there. 1-2 pitch. Ooh, that's a nice spot there from Grant Mullins to McKinney. Just missed outside. Count goes to even to 2-2. And I have a better position of the right side of the plate than the left, so I can't really say much there. The 2-2 misses up and outside. There will be no throw from McKinney's. That was a great jump by both the runners. And the count goes to full at 3-2 here on the lefty, Jax Van Valkenburg. Claremore, they took that loss yesterday. They took that one to heart, and they are putting it on the Buffaloes here today. Looking for more. Full count. The 3-2 from Mullins. Curveball. Hit off the bottom of the bat. Hit off the knob as Van Valkenburg kind of looks up and says, I don't know, he stood as still as a statue. I think he was content with if this one misses inside, it's a ball, or if they call this one a strike, it's a strike. We're going to see what happens, and it hit the knob. We'll do it again. 3-2 payoff pitch. Pops it up left. Is it playable? Chasing out after it is Parker, so is Durant. No catch can be made as it was there deep into that little corner before it breaks apart and gets a little bit skinny down the left field line. And again, that's another thing that makes it feel like it's a big league ballpark is that the left field and right field lines, the space in between the line and foul territory out of play gets super skinny. Like if you've ever been to Yankee Ballpark or Yankee Stadium, you know what I'm talking about there. The crowd that can reach over the top and snag a fly ball away. 3-2 again. Curveball. Again, a pop-up left field. Coming in is Judkins. This one will land foul and out of play. Like here, you're able to maybe reach over the wall, over either in left or right. I don't think you can rob a home run here. You'd have to have some serious hops, but you can reach over the railing and get one back out of play. Here's our 3rd consecutive pitch with the count 3-2 on the 3-hole batter, Jackson Van Valkenburg, with runners at 2nd and 3rd. The pitch. Fastball misses outside, and it's ball 4. Bases are loaded again. Brings up Dan Harrington. This 2-3-4 hole for the Zebras have been Murderer's Row 2.0 today. They have not been retired. They've gone 5 for 5 with 2 extra base hits and 3 walks. First pitch with the bases juiced. Up and outside, ball 1. Buffaloes have had multiple chances to get out of their innings before they got big. Here's the 1-0. And that one sails high as well for ball 2. Errors and walks today, but mainly the errors so far. The 2-0. Way outside, gets to the backstop. Here comes the run from third base. It will score with the slide in safely. It's 9-0. Runners advance to 2nd and 3rd, and the count is 3-0 on Dan Harrington. And it's a 9-0 Zebra lead. Zebras have taken advantage of every McAlester miscue today. 3-0 to Dan Harrington. Mullins takes a quick deep breath in the pitch. Missed outside. It's a 4-pitch walk to Harrington, and it's back-to-back-to-back walks. This inning has been rough for McAlester, and it once again started with the 6-hole. It has gone E5. There's been 1 hit in a 3-run inning so far, and the bases loaded with 2 down. It's gone E5, walk, a 1-5 fielder's choice, single by Hoisington. E3 after a 6-4 fielder's choice. Walk, walk, walk. Connor Rowe is 0 for 2. He has popped up to the pitcher on a bunt attempt and struck out looking. First pitch misses up and outside, ball 1. Tough times are getting tougher for the Buffs as McKinney's going to go speak with Mullins, trying to get him to calm down here. Again, it looked like he delivered the pitch to get McAlester out of the inning right away. It was either his first or second pitch that he delivered to Kellen Gade. And it was a one-hopper to the shortstop. Durant fed it to Stinchcomb. The throw over to first was a little bit low, but it got past Labus for the 4th error on the Buffaloes of the day. And then that's when we saw the walk. It's been 1 by the Zebras in the first, 5 in the second, 3 in the third with a chance to do more. Again, if they score one more run and hold the Buffaloes scoreless for the next 2 innings, the Buffaloes will get run ruled for the first time since the Broken Bow shootout when they lost to Stephenville, Texas. 1-0. Up and outside, ball 2. And that was their last loss before they went on that big, long win streak. After that loss to Stephenville at the Broken Bow shootout, McAlester went on to win 12 of their next 14, and that's what's put us to today. 2-0. Outside, ball 3. We're just not getting strikes now. 3 balls, no strikes, and a pitch away from making this a 10-0 game. And quickly running out to the bullpen will be Wilson Alford. 3-0 pitch. That one's down the middle, strike 1. Still the hitters count for Connor Rowe. 3 consecutive lefties as Rowe marks the end of the stretch of lefties. 3-1 pitch. Out misses low and outside. McKinney wanted it, didn't get it. Kind of looks back over to his dugout at first base and says, kind of cocked his head a little sideways and threw it back over to his pitcher Mullins, and that's 4 consecutive walks. And the Buffaloes are now into run rule territory. Field umpire calls time. They want to switch the baseballs. And the umpire called for the switch of the balls. Bases loaded, 2 down, bottom of the 3rd inning. The Zebras answered a 5 spot with a 4, and they batted around again. Tyson Grimmett, who had one of the 2 hits for the Zebras yesterday, comes back up. He's over 2. He's grounded out to third and reached on an E5, so Brody Parker needs to keep his head on a swivel here as the first pitch misses inside to the righty Grimmett for ball 1. Mullins steals the 1-0. Curveball, inside corner, called strike 1. And that was a really sharp curveball there from Mullins. Again, he's been throwing a lot of fastballs trying to get him into the zone. He says, well, we're going to mix it up, throw the curveball, see if we can get that in for a strike, and Mullins does so. The 1-1 goes back to it, goes behind it, and it takes a big bounce and goes over. What kind of bounce was that? It went to the backstop, bounced over the bricks, and then went into the stands on a ball that that just went behind the right-handed batter. Allows to another run scored. Runners advance to second and third, and it's now 11-0. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball third base side, and it eats up Parker on the backhand on a hard hit ball. 2 more runs are going to score. Judkins throws it into Durant. No play at the plate. It is 13-0. We'll see what it's officially ruled on game changer. That's kind of a scorer's discretion there. Parker went for it on the backhand. Again, it's been a lot of action. That's why they called the hot corner here today, and it's been getting a lot of action. It's 13-0 Zebras lead. Brings up Saxton Pickup. His 3rd plate appearance, he has been hit by a pitch and walked. As this one's grounded up the middle, another base hit. It's a single by Pickup. He is now 1 for 1 today. Moves Grimmett over to second base, and this inning continues. By the way, that was ruled as a single for Tyson Grimmett, a 2 RBI single. Brings up Tyler Osgood, who is 0 for 2. 7 spot by the Zebras. It is tied for the most runs the Buffaloes have given up in an inning this year. First pitch curveball, line drive, right center field. That one will land. Looks like the Zebras might score their 8th. Coming in, Hodgel misplays the ball in right field, tries to get it back in. That's the 8th run scored of the inning. RBI single from Tyler Osgood, taking it the other way. And it is now 14-0, runners at the corners. Zebras are on a different planet right now. Held to 2 hits yesterday. They have completely broken it open here. Like I said, used McAllister's miscues to their advantage. And are definitely getting that game back. They, like I said, they took that to heart yesterday, and they're saying, well, don't count us out. We're still well in play for the 5A4 title. First pitch at the knees, called strike 1 to Brad Hoisington. His second time up here. He's 1 for 1. Before the 2 RBI single from Tyson Grimmett, he had the only hit here in this inning. That's Grimmett's hit marked the first of 3 consecutive here. As the next pitch misses high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Thirteenth batter of the inning. Next pitch curveball, checks after it, stays off. Runner advances to second. On the ball that bounced in the dirt. Count goes to 2-1. Another base knock would score another 2 runs. McAllister's given up a 7 spot twice so far this season. Take it back, I think they've also had a game, I think it was the Durant game where they gave up more runs in an inning. Here's the 2-1. That one is a balk by Grant Mullins, and that scores another run. A balk by Grant Mullins advances the run home to make it 15-0, and when it rains, it pours. So I take it back. The most runs that McAllister allowed in an inning so far this year prior to today was a 9 spot against Durant. As here's the 2-1 that misses inside for ball 3. They gave up a 9 spot in the top of the 5th to the Durant Lions. And that was a 6-2 game going to the top of the 5th. Durant ended up winning it 15-2. 3-1. Fouled off into the netting. Count goes to full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. I think so far it is safe to say this has been the poorest showing for the Buffaloes since that 15-2 loss. They're down 15-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Runner at 3rd. 3-2 pitch, 2 down, and the delivery. On the outside corner, called strike 3, and the inning finally ends for McAllister. 13 batters later, 3 times through the order for the Zebras altogether as they went a lineup and a half through. As we get to the top of the 4th inning, McAllister, needless to say, has a lot of work to do. They're going to be having their 3, 4, 5-hole batters coming up. They're just, again, kind of starting off their second time through the order. Durant, Hodgel, Labus on the way here on KNED.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish like magic. We can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs, whether residential or commercial. First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
It is 15-0 Claremore on top of McAllister behind errors that have allowed innings to extend, some free passes that the Buffaloes have given up, including 4 walks in a row that we had in the previous half inning. That sends us to the top of the 4th, and again, McAllister, momentum is through the floor right now for them as they're trying to build it on back up. And again, the batters up for the Buffaloes is Denver Durant, Gunnar Hodgel, and Cole Labus. McAllister has not had a hit so far today. 15-0 is our score as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Durant has grounded out to the pitcher. Hodgel has struck out swinging, and Cole Labus has grounded out to third base. Been a little while since Kellen Gade has thrown a pitch. See if he gets right back into the zone as the first pitch misses low and inside, ball 1. So not only does McAlester need to do some work here in their next 6 outs, but they need to do it in a hurry. As here's the 1-0 pitch to Durant. Half-hearted swing, swung past one inside for strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's just simply not been the Buffaloes' day. After 14 straight games of pretty stellar play, nearly not every one of those games. Here's the 1-1 hard hit ground ball left side. Knocked down by the third baseman, Van Valkenburg throws to first, and that is when you know it's not your day. Hard struck ground ball by Denver Durant is well played by Van Valkenburg, and it leads to the first out of the 4th inning. No hitter still intact for Kellen Gade. Gunnar Hodgel comes to the plate. He has struck out swinging. He's one of the 4 strikeouts recorded by Kellen Gade. Here's the first pitch from curveball that missed upstairs for ball 1. Gade's success has come from his ability to mix in an outside curveball that has just put McAlester batters into a blender so far. Here's the 1-0. Goes back to the fastball. Misses way outside, ball 2. Hodgel saw a streak of 10 consecutive games with the walk get broken yesterday, but I think he'll take that for the win and being the talk of the school with this catch that he made in right field as the next pitch is fouled back for strike 1, 2 balls, 1 strike. I don't know if you could hear that. So come on, Clyde, let's go get a hot dog. Dang it, the 2-1 pitch will run in and hit Gunnar Hodgel, and McAlester will get a base runner here. Brings up Cole Labus, who grounded out to third base. Labus coming into today. Batted .389 with a .485 on base percentage. Leads the team with 19 RBI. You can see that big ball of sun just to the left of your screen here. It is nearly behind the trees, and once that'll happen, I'm sure everyone will be a lot more glad. Here's the first pitch to Labus. Fastball missing upstairs for ball 1, so there's a runner at first base. McAlester is trailing 15-0 to Claremore with 1 down right now. Pick off over to first, back in safely as Hodgel. Again, the odds are against McAlester to come back in this one. I think that's pretty clear to say. So if they do fall in this game, they're going to drop down to 6-4 and +1 in the 5A4 standings. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Labus. They'll still be above Booker T and Tahlequah and Will Rogers no matter what happens in their games. Booker T does not play today. They don't play a district series this week. As the 1-1 is a high hit line drive, left field still carrying. Well struck over the head of the left fielder Harrington. There's that bolt of juice that McAlester needed. Rounding third is Hodgel. He'll be going for the plate. Can he score from first? He will. Nice struck double from Cole Labus. And McAlester is on the board. Their first base hit is a big one. Still a 14-run deficit, but it's a loud boom from Labus to at least wake up McAllister's offense. Again, that was over the left fielder Harrington. He was booking it towards the left field wall. Cleared his head, and McAlester breaks up the no-hitter with an RBI double from Labus. Still a lot of work to do. Down by 14, 15-1 our score. First pitch to Judkins. Fastball down the middle, strike 1. McAllister's second time through the order. Here's the first pitch to Judkins, or rather second pitch, curveball outside corner, called strike 2. Again, when he has had the problem so far, or when McAllister's batters have had problems so far, is when Kellen Gade has lived on the outside corner with the curveball. Does he go back to it again, the 0-2 fastball? He's been able to mix that up really well, too. He gets to get fouled straight back into the netting for keeping the count at 0-2 now. 0-2 still the count. Judkins looking to make it back-to-back base hits. The 0-2 pitch. We'll pop it up over to right field. Coming in and making the catch. Labus thought about tagging up over in right field. Waters made the catch. Throws back over to second base. Labus back in time. And that'll be out number 2. Brings up Parker Dusenberry, who reached on an E6. I think actually he might be having a new batter here. And Dusenberry exited in the last half inning. Looks like it's going to be Grant Mullins hitting, I believe. Runner at second with 2 down. Zebras lead 15-1 over the Buffaloes. It is Grant Mullins hitting. First pitch to Mullins. Pops this one up and out of play over towards the street over here. Count goes to 0-1. So Mullins batting out of the 7 spot on the season. Mullins in his first at bat of the day, batting 111, 158 on base percentage. 1 for 6 with runners and scoring, has 3 RBIs. The next pitch, the fastball misses high, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking at second. Gade delivers the 1-1 pitch. Curveball. Pulled the string on Mullins. Count goes to 1-2. Looking at McAllister's rest of the schedule, like I said, they have 1 more district series. Again, if they do hold on to lose this game, and even if it's by a wide margin like you're looking at right now, or even wider, depending on what Claremore does in the bottom of the 4th. So here's the 1-2 to Mullins. Chases the high fastball for strike 3. That should not deter McAllister here from what they can do next week against Pryor. So we will take a break. We'll build on what the rest of the season maybe looks like for McAllister when we come on back. Again, McAllister trying to keep this game at a 14-run deficit. If they don't, again, they have to. If they were able to keep it to a 14-run deficit, they still have to score 5 more runs to keep this game going into the 5th. You're listening to McAllister Baseball here on KNED.
Ready for a home run and comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate. Whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm through the winter chill, they're your go-to team for fast, reliable HVAC service. From quick repairs to expert installations, they ensure your home stays comfortable year-round. Don't despair or let your comfort sit on the bench. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air and keep your home out of the trench. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 0014445. And with our convenient online booking, it's never been easier to get the comfort you deserve.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their Mega Tax Refund Sale. All in-stock furniture and mattresses drastically reduced. We're talking huge savings here. Get the new furniture that you have been waiting for. No credit needed or up to 18 months interest-free financing. Don't miss this tax refund mega sale. Free local delivery. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Buffs!
Hey guys, it's
celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability. We're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
Welcome back to Claremore, Oklahoma, here at Murray Pixley Park and American Legion Field. We head now to the bottom of the 4th inning, as this will be Claremore's chance to be able to build on their lead before McAllister tries to keep this game alive in the top of the 5th. We'll have a new pitcher for McAllister and some position changes here. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Barlow Built Performance and Automotive, your full-service automotive and transmission repair shop, 2201 North Main Street in McAllister, open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 918-318-0323. So we now have Wilson Alford on the mound. He has a 1-0 record this year, 1 save, 8 2/3 innings pitched, a 7.27 ERA, 9 strikeouts, 10 walks, and a .300 batting average against him. Throwing a first pitch strike 50% of the time. As here's a first pitch strike to his first batter at the top of the order, Kellen Gade, who fouled it backwards for strike 1. He's 0 for 3. He's reached on a E5 and E3, and he's also grounded out to the shortstop. We'll look around the diamond in a second. The 0-1 pitch, curveball that didn't leave the arm right of Alford, and the count goes to even at 1-1. Stinchcomb moves from second base over to third. Parker exits the game, and it is Grant Mullins from the mound over to second base. This one's fouled straight back for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I'm talking about Alford and his a little bit higher ERA, but he hadn't had that high of an ERA for a majority of the season. He just had really one bad outing this year, and that was against Antlers. Trying to bounce back from it is the 1-2. Will miss low and outside for ball 2. Again, I think he just has, I want to say it's maybe 7 earned runs, I think, on the full season. He's also pitched very good in tight situations for a majority of the years. Here's the 2-2 high hopper over to Stinchcomb, who bobbles it, picks it back up, fires over to first base, and it is just in time for out number 1. Again, third base has been getting a ton of action here today. Gade almost reached on a 3rd consecutive error with him up, but instead he's retired on a 5-3 ground out. 1 down brings up to the plate the shortstop, Marco Sally, who is 2 for 2 with a single, a 3 RBI triple, and a walk. This is the first pitch. In there for strike 1. A swing and a miss for strike 1 to Marco Sally. So Alford, he did have 6 earned runs against Antlers, but I think that's 6 out of his 9 earned runs on the season was just in 1 outing. So that shows how good he's been for the rest of the year. And sometimes you just don't have your day, and that's quite evident today here in Claremore for the entirety of McAlester team. And Claremore has struck at every chance that they've been given. The pendulum has been totally in Claremore's favor. 1-1. This is outside. Count goes to 2-1. But Claremore, they were due to wake up the bats, and they did today. 2-1 is popped up and out of play over towards the McAlester bus, and the count goes to 2-2. McAllister's bus is parked. Ooh, that nearly struck a blue truck. And that's going to be a possible lucky souvenir for someone living over there. Landed in someone's front yard about 5 feet from their car parked in the driveway. The 2-2 curveball. High hopper again to third base. Finally comes down. Stinchcomb grabs, fires to first base, and it is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be an infield single. It's going to be an error, as that ball actually sailed into the McAlester dugout on a hopper over to Cole Davis. Again, that hop hit off the lip of the dirt around home plate in the grass. And nearly halfway to first base was already Marco Sally. Stinchcomb gave it the best shot he could, but it came in a little bit low, and we're going to go away for an official ruling on that to see if it's going to be an error or if that's a base hit. I mean, he reached second base on the throw, so either way you're getting an error here. It is ruled as a single, an infield single, but still getting you over to second base. It's not on the throw. That's still an error. So it's a single and an E5, and oh my goodness, we've had, I think, 3 E5s today. Buffalo's 5th error of the game. Runner at second base with 1 down brings up Jax Van Valkenburg. He was 2 for 2 with a single, an RBI double, and a walk, and still one of the all-time baseball names. First pitch misses, or rather catches the low outside corner for strike 1. Sun has officially set behind the trees. We can all quit shading our eyes. Here's the 0-1 from Alford. Now misses way outside ball 1. But like I said, McAlester loses this game even if they lose by the score that they're at right now or more. That doesn't change the fact that there's a big district series next week against Pryor. And you really need to check the Pryor score right now. So here's a pop-up in the infield left side. Stinchcomb calls off Durant, makes the catch over at third base for out number 2. Bringing up Dan Harrington, who is 1 for 1. He has walked, RBI single, and walked again. Let's see, if Pryor loses today, you know, I don't know if McAlester, I think McAlester still wouldn't be able to really be in there for, that could still host regional though. I'm kind of looking at it as I'm going. Again, district standings always change here. 2 down, first pitch to Dan Harrington, the lefty, with the runner at second base, and it's a swing and a miss with the fastball for strike 1. But I'll check on Pryor's score here in a second, because that does tie into a lot of what McAllister's looking at in terms of a possible host. And his next pitch misses outside for ball 1. They did beat Tahlequah today 6-1. So, granted, considering the fact that McAlester more than likely is going to lose today, that puts McAlester out of the hunt for a district title. 1-1. bounces in. The count goes to 2-1 now here on Harrington. So if McAlester does go on to lose this one, that puts them out of contention for a district championship. Does not put them out of contention for a regional host. They could still finish second. Need a little bit of help, though, if that happens. 2-1. High hit, fly ball. Hardly having to move is Jordan Clark in center field. He'll make the catch for out number 3, and the Buffaloes will come up to the plate in the top half of the 5th inning, needing to score 5 runs to keep this game going. It is 15-1. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Since 1952, W.E. Alford Propane has been your source for propane and petroleum products, both residential and commercial. W.E. Alford Propane serves eastern and southeastern Oklahoma, with locations in the Eufaula area, McAlester, Shakota, Wilburton, Hartshorn, and Muskogee, just to name a few. If you need propane or petroleum products, there's only one number to call, 918-423-3121. Call today. W.E. Alford Propane, serving the area for 70 years.
Wow, Nissan has so many models to choose from.
This Pathfinder looks just right.
Wait a second, Maddie, isn't that a family car?
Absolutely.
What? I'm gonna be an aunt?
Come to Fenton Nissan and get a 2025 Pathfinder, and we'll throw in a Fenton family deal this season.
This deal applies even if you're an aunt, uncle, or just you.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Heading to the top of the 5th inning, the McAlester Buffaloes, they need 5 runs to keep this game alive. As coming up to the plate will be the designated hitter, number 4, Gavin Brumley. He walked his first time up. Again, this will be the 8-9-1 batters up for the Buffaloes. They've had 1 hit today. Here's the first pitch. Missing up and outside for ball 1 as Kellen Gay tries to finish what he started. But I was looking at some stuff at the standings here, and again, I'm trying to work as I'm also calling a game here, so it's kind of tough as the 1-0 misses up and outside for ball 2. Since Tahlequah lost today, McAlester has guaranteed that they will not finish last or 6th in the district. Booker T is kind of a gimme. I think that McAlester is pretty safe at 5th, as here's the 2-0 that misses upstairs for ball 3. And it's a 3-0 pitch coming up to Gavin Brumley. But if McAlester loses their next 3 games, which again you're playing prior, they're the top team in the district going into next week, as here's the 3-0. Misses outside for ball 4, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Gavin Brumley as he's reached base safely both times. Brings up Jordan Clark. Booker T, they play Durant next week. So if Booker T loses 1 more game, doesn't matter what McAlester does the rest of the time, then McAlester will not finish 5th place either. They'll finish 4th or better. First pitch to Jordan Clark misses way outside, and it's 5 consecutive balls here from Kellen Gade to start off the top of the 5th inning. But 1 through 4 could go really any way. One 1-0 pitch to Clark. Hard hit, line drive, right field. Well positioned though is the right fielder Waters. He'll make the catch and that'll be out number 1. Brings up the top of the order. And here is Jackson McKinney's last chance to keep his hit streak alive. He has a 22-game hit streak coming into today, which is very impressive. I don't know what the record is. I hope that someone can be able to find that for me, but got to be kind of close. I mean, Joe DiMaggio had 47 at the major league level. I mean, 22's got to be pretty impressive at the high school, especially for a freshman, as the first pitch is fouled back into the netting for strike 1. This is his chance to keep that alive. He's 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out to second and struck out swinging. As a runner at first with 1 down, Buffaloes are down 15-1 to the Zebras, needing 5 runs to keep it going. And even then, you got to keep the Zebras scoreless, which McAllister's only done 1 so far. It was from Wilson Alford in the bottom of the 4th. This next pitch is swung on and missed on the fastball from Gade for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Jackson McKinney. Gade lifts and fires the pitch. Fastball misses high, ball 1. 1-2, Stinchcomb on deck. He's gone over 2. Our hit today has been from Cole Labus. It was a smoked RBI double over the left fielder Harrington. 1-2 from Gade. Staying alive, out in front. Fouling that one back off over towards the Claremore dugout along the third base side. It's McKinney, and the count is at 1-2. As the throw back over to the pitcher, went past the first baseman and rolled up the right field line, but it's a foul ball. What? Brumley was taken off for second base on a throw that Claremore, someone from Claremore's dugout threw the ball back over to the pitcher Gade. It went past Gade, but again, the ball is a foul ball, so you can't advance. It went past Gade and went up the first base line, and Brumley went running. 1-2 misses low and inside for ball 2. Obviously had to come back to the first base bag. Counts even at 2-2 now. Coming set. 2-2 pitch. Curveball, fouling it off. Right back over towards the Claremore dugout. Count stays at 2-2. But all this to say, again, tonight might stink quite a bit, but McAlester can't lose sight of the fact that they have won a lot of games, a lot of them against really good teams. And if they can pull it together next week against Pryor, who's lost 1 district game so far this season, they still could be hosting. 2-2. Pops it up. Shallow center field. Coming in and making the catch is Hoisington for out number 2, and that looks like that'll be the end of the streak there for Jackson McKinney at an impressive 22 games. And it brings up Spencer Stinchcomb as McAllister's down to their final out. It's been a frustrating day for McAlester baseball. But yeah, if McAlester, even though they would drop to 6-4, if Claremore were to get swept next week, again, I'm not really sure quite who they play. I'll check in a second. So here's a pop-up. We'll check it. If we don't catch it now, we'll get it in the post game. I want to say, I think they play Tahlequah, but I could be wrong. Yeah, they play Tahlequah. That's who they have left. 0-1 pitch. Here's a line drive. Well struck, but again, well placing it there and getting the catch is the center fielder Hoisington, and that's out number 3. And McAlester falls in this one 15-1. And I was talking out of my mouth here because no, McAlester now drops to 6-4. I don't think there is a way that McAlester can come back and host now. So the hosting chances for the Buffaloes, despite with the loss here today and by the margin that they lost, 1-2, I believe, is out of the question now. So Claremore, they improved to 8-2. McAlester drops to 6-4. And even if McAlester won their next 2 games, Pryor would still be 8-3. Claremore, even if they lost their 2, would still be 8-4, and they would have the head-to-head over McAlester. So I think that hosting is out of the realm of possibility for the Buffaloes. Again, that's just on first glance. So, but still a big district series for McAlester coming up next week. But the final score here today is 15-1. The Zebras defeat the McAlester Buffaloes in 5 innings, and just a rough day that you got to flush down the drain and get ready for the next one on Thursday and the next district series next week. So McAlester splits the series with the Zebras, winning yesterday 1-0, falling today 15-1. We'll take a break and we'll recap it all when we return. You're listening to McAlester Baseball here on KNED.
Big John's Auto Repair is here to help. We'll fix it right. We offer diagnostics, AC servicing, and engine repair. We make car trouble vanish like magic. We can prevent breakdowns and keep your car moving with regular maintenance. Same great service and friendly faces. Stop in today for all your car repair needs. Big John's Auto Repair, located at 325 Northeast Electric in Krebs.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs, whether residential or commercial. First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
Ready for a home run in comfort? Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC is always ready to step up to the plate. Whether it's beating the summer heat or staying warm through the winter chill, they're your go-to team for fast, reliable HVAC service. From quick repairs to expert installations, they ensure your home stays comfortable year-round. Don't despair or let your comfort sit on the bench. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air and keep your home out of the trench. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 0014445. And with our convenient online booking, it's never been easier to get the comfort you deserve.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress is now having their Mega Tax Refund Sale. All in-stock furniture and mattresses drastically reduced. We're talking huge savings here. Get the new furniture that you have been waiting for. No credit needed or up to 18 months interest-free financing. Don't miss this tax refund mega sale. Free local delivery. Tanny Hill Furniture and Mattress. 5 South 5th Street, McAlester. Go Bucks. Celebrating 10 years of excellence. JP All-American Outdoor Contracting and Construction is your trusted partner for expert tree removal, high-end fences, decks, and custom construction. Serving Oklahoma with quality, safety, and reliability, we're here to transform your property. From emergency tree services to dream builds, we do it all. Call today for a free consultation and experience the difference. 910-568-8770.
It's over here in Claremore at Murray Pixley Park at American Legion Field. The McAlester Buffaloes fall to the Claremore Zebras, and they see their 3-game winning streak over the Zebras come to an end. There's Claremore's first win over McAlester since 2019 when they won the regional tournament here over McAlester, the regional championship that was back in 2019. McAlester drops to 14-10 on the year and 6-4 in district play. As for the Claremore Zebras, they improved to 20-7 and 8-2 in district play. And as we mentioned, this win for the Zebras has, again, I was trying to work through it while I was also calling the game, so that kind of led to me trying to talk through it while I was on the air here. But the Zebras have now eliminated McAlester from hosting a regional. I don't think that's possible for the Buffaloes now. Again, even if Pryor got swept by McAlester next week, they would still have the win-loss advantage. Claremore has the tiebreaker now by winning by more runs than they had against McAlester. Durant, there's a chance that you could have a three-way tie there. And even if you did have a three-way tie there, the advantage, I don't think McAlester has the runs scored to be able to overtake Claremore. Again, that's just on first glance. So I'm 90% confident in saying that the Buffaloes have been eliminated from hosting a regional tournament. Now, that does not mean that McAlester has been eliminated from hosting not hosting anything, but being able to clinch the 3 spot. Pretty sure, I know for sure that they're not going to finish 6th or 7th. About 60% chance, 60% certain that they're not going to finish 5th with Booker T already having 6 losses. We just have to see what happens between Booker T and Durant next week. Either way, if Durant loses one of the games, McAlester can win a couple. They can still finish 3rd. So 3rd place is the best that McAlester looks like they can do with next week coming up, and they could finish theoretically as bad as 5th, depending on how Booker T does and depending on if there's a 3-way tie between Durant, Booker T, and McAlester. Even then, I'm still like 60% certain that McAlester won't finish 5th. So I think, again, for another year, it's 3rd or 4th is really what's coming down to for McAlester, this time fighting with the Lions. Let's look at our post-game stats when it comes to this one. Brought to you by Big V Feed Center at McAlester, Hadco Farm and Ranch in Kiowa, and Chakota Wholesale Feed Company in Chakota for your spring feeding program needs. Again, final today was 15-1. Let's start off with the Claremore Zebras. Kalen Gade went 0 for 4 today, reached on 2 errors. Marcos Sally went 3 for 3 with 3 RBI, including that 3 RBI triple that he had that really broke the game open. Jax Van Valkenburg went 2 for 3 with an RBI double. Dan Harrington, he went 1 for 1 with an RBI. That was a single in between 2 walks. Connor Rowe went 0 for 2 with an RBI walk. Tyson Grimmett, he went 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI single. For Saxton Pickup, he went 1 for 1 with a hit-by-pitch, a walk, and a single. Looking over at Tyler Osgood, he went 1 for 3 with an RBI single. And Brad Hoisington, he went 1 for 2. Kellen Gade gets the complete game win. He did give up 1 run. There were 10 hits by the Zebras, 5 strikeouts from Gade. He walked 2 batters, hit 1, and 1 error by the Claremore Zebras. Now for the McAlester Buffaloes, Jackson McKinney sees that 22-game hit streak come to an end tonight. He went 0-3. Spencer Stinchcomb 0-3 as well. Denver Durant 0-2. Gunnar Hodgel 0-1 with a strikeout and a hit by pitch. Cole Labus had the only hit for the Buffaloes. He went 1-2 with an RBI double. Blake Judkins 0-2. Parker Dusenberry 0-1 with an E6. Grant Mullins went 0-1. He ended up striking out. Gavin Brumley reached twice. He went 0-0 with 2 walks. And Jordan Clark went 0-2 with a strikeout and a line out to right field. So Brody Parker does get the loss here tonight, but he only allowed 1 earned run. There were 9 runs that were given up by Parker. Only 1 of them were earned. Grant Mullins had 6 runs against him, so all 6 were earned. Wilson Alford worked a scoreless frame in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Parker does get the loss today. There were 1 hit by McAlester, 2 strikeouts from the Buffaloes. There were 8 free passes given up in the form of walks or hit by pitches. And the big mark today that plagued McAlester, 5 errors today. And Claremore took advantage of every one. We spoke about how good Claremore is and how due their bats were. If McAlester gave them an inch, Claremore was going to take a mile, and that's exactly what happened. So it will be Claremore fighting to possibly still have a chance. Claremore is rooting hard for McAlester next week against Pryor. If McAlester is able to sweep Pryor, Claremore has a chance to retake Pryor at the top of the 5A4 standings for a chance to win the district. Looks like those 2 teams will be the teams that will host their regionals. McAlester still with a solid chance of finishing 3rd, depending on what happens between them and Pryor and what happens between Durant and Booker T. So it's 3 against 1 next week. And for Durant, well, I guess Durant actually overtakes McAlester. So McAlester drops all the way to the 4th spot. Durant climbs up to 3. It'll be 4 against 1 next week and 3 against 5. That's what McAllister's looking at. They're worried mainly about what's happening with themselves with Pryor and Durant and Booker T to see where they might finish at the end of the season there. But that's it for today regardless, though. McAlester, the final thought here, they got to play better, especially against good teams. You saw, but that also goes to show you how well of a game McAlester played yesterday. If they would have given Claremore an inch yesterday, that's what you could have seen happen. The Buffaloes didn't allow that to happen. You didn't see all the free passes. You didn't see the errors, and McAlester took advantage of it with the 1 error that Claremore had. It was the 1 run that McAlester scored on, and that was a 1-0 win. So, 1, it shows you how poorly if you play that you could see the game end, and also if and how well you can play from the day before. It puts even more emphasis on your win from a day ago, showing how easily things can go sideways. So McAlester loses today 15-1 with 1 more district series left to play in the 5A shootout coming up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A big thank you to our sponsors, Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, WE Alford Propane, Fenton Nissan and McAlester, Big John's Auto Repair, The Bank & A, First Realty, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, Taney Hill Furniture and Mattress, and JP All-American Outdoor Contracting, LLC. First pitch time today was 6:09. Final pitch time was 7:56. So we had a total game time today of 1 hour and 47 minutes and 5 innings the Buffaloes fell. So a big thank you to our board operator, Austin Wheat, for his work this evening, and thank you, the listener, for spending your Tuesday night with us as well. One final time from Murray Pixley Park at American Legion Field in Claremore, Oklahoma. It was Claremore 15 and McAlester 1 in 5 innings. Until Thursday when McAlester starts the 5A shootout back at Mike Deek Field in McAlester, Oklahoma. This is Brandon Green saying don't just have a great night, have a Buffalo night, everybody. Night-night, Harper.